So this weekend, Saturday, is a big matchup. Is the first matchup, first game of three important games in a row for the LSU season. And it starts with this matchup against number 17, Vanderbilt. 5-1 on the year they are. 5-1 us on the year. Vanderbilt, I believe, had a bye week this past weekend. But they're coming off a devastating, sad loss to Alabama. They were looking to try to get back into the win column, and they're looking to have that win against us in a probably big time upset against us this upcoming Saturday. It's at home for them in Nashville and Vanderbilt. It's definitely going to be an interesting matchup. So welcome everybody to the BrewCrew channel, and welcome to what week are we in? No, actually, what week are we in? This is like about week 7, week 8. I believe this is actually week 8. Week 8, the LSU season, technically week 8 of the season, but our sixth game. I don't know. My brain is definitely not. But this is a game, I believe, the first one of the year since I believe the Clemson game that we are not favored to win. That is right. I thought I would never say it with a team like Vanderbilt, but with just how great their defense, their team is, especially on the offensive side, definitely would be a I would see why they're favored. They're literally favored by ESPN by 60%. They're favored by 2.5 points to win against us. So it could be still a close game and all that. So let's get more into it. Before we get more into it, if you guys haven't yet here on the channel or new here to the BrewCrew channel, hit that subscribe button, hit notification about future upcoming videos here on the BrewCrew channel. Of course, I do football content like this with LSU and, of course, Saints as well. I also do wrestling content. I haven't really been doing much of that. I've been busy with a lot of football content, but right now, talking with football for LSU and all that. So let's go ahead and get into this video, get more into it. Really just the reason why we are not like the favors in this is really just because they are the better team, because Vanderbilt does have, mostly because of Diego Pavia, who has had a really great year. I mean, his only not so good game was against Alabama. They had everything going against him. He's coming with over 1,400 yards and 14 touchdowns, 1,400 yards for Garrett Nussmeier as well. So both quarterbacks looking for potentially a shootout for both offenses. But really, for this game, I'm interested to see how our defense plays. So starting off with our defense, it's just really our defense has been one of the top defenses right now. We've only allowed 10 points. The highest amount of points we have had to allow was the 24 points in the loss against Ole Miss. We are right now, I believe, we have allowed the fewest points in the nation with 71 points, especially for the first time we've had like this amount of least points since I think it was like the 2007 defensive season or something like that is what I saw. But it's about 71 total points we have allowed over the span of these 6 games that we have played, and that just shows how great this defense is and how great of a defensive mind Blake Baker is. And this is going to be your toughest task yet, especially on the defensive side, mostly because of Diego Pavia, because of how great of a season he has had, how great of a player he is. He is going to be the man you're going to have to watch out for. He can pass it, but his running ability is the real big test for this defense. Is how are we going to fare when the pocket is being collapsed? How are we going to do on defense when he tries to make something happen with his legs? With Lenore, he did that a couple of times, but we stopped him every chance we got. But there still is that work of trying to stop the quarterback when he tries to make a play. That is the one thing that we need to watch out for, and that is the big question. And really, a great performance like this against a player like Diego Pavia, and then you also have, I believe, Reed is his last name, the Texas A&M quarterback who we play next week at home against Texas A&M. These two quarterbacks are going to be your toughest quarterbacks to potentially play against because of how just great mobile quarterbacks they are. And this defense, we're just gonna have to see. So like, are they going to have like mostly the thing is Diego Pavia going to have a not breakout game? Is Diego Pavia going to have a amazing game against this defense? That is definitely the question. But so really, with next is with the offense. I mean, their defense. I don't really know much. Really, I sometimes don't know much really with the defensive side. Really, with a lot of teams, I believe they do have some really great playmakers. They have um, their leading sack leader. Um, Sorry, Their leading sack leader, Capers, has 4.5 sacks on the year, so he is going to be definitely someone to watch out for. Definitely on their defensive side, on the defensive line, and that's going to be the thing. Is his offensive line is, I don't know. I mean, it's always the offensive line, and I do want to say last week was much better game, a little bit running, and hopefully we can continue that. And also, of course, we've heard the news about even Garrett Nussmeier saying like he is healthy, he's looked healthy, he's looked like the old Garrett Nussmeier, and he is ready to show what, of course, has been holding him back and is not able to show because of his injury problem little injury problem, to finally like have a big game. And he had a good, in my opinion, he had a pretty good game last week. 2 touchdowns, good amount of yards, but it's the interceptions as well. He's already right now with 5 interceptions. He's getting close to double-digit touchdowns. I want to see more of that. I want to see more touchdowns. I want to see more yards. He's got amazing receivers. You got Aaron Anderson coming back, which is great. You still got your top other wide receivers. You got Parker, who had a big game last week. He can be another new top target. You got Nick Anderson. You got Brown. You also got your man Trey'Dez Green, had a great game last week. Over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown. He is going to be a big factor in this offense for this game and for also the rest of the season. And also for the rest of the season, it's a big game and big next game. So you're going to have to rely on everybody, especially in the run game. So that's, of course, really what the offensive side, really. But really, in my opinion, team as a whole, I'm just wanting to see how this team performs because the game is going to be at 11 o'clock. It's going to be 11 a.m. at Vanderbilt. And over the years, especially after 2019, if I'm honest with you, which was the last time we played Vanderbilt, I believe played Vanderbilt at Vanderbilt, and it was around this time, and of course we went on to win that game, dominated that game because it was 2019, but this is of course a different scenario. And also the past few years have not been too well for the Tigers when the Tigers play at 11 a.m. The last game I remember we played around this time was, I believe, Jaden Daniels' Heisman season 2023. We played against Missouri. And I believe it was that same year. It was the year before we played Tennessee. Lost that game against Tennessee, even with it being at home. But the game against Missouri was a back and forth, and we did pull out the victory. So really, you do not know who you're going to get with LSU when they play at 11 a.m. Are they going to be the same team they've been? Especially a little bit of my worry is the defense. With the defense being this game at 11 a.m., is this going to be the same defense we've been seeing throughout the season, especially with last week, especially against Florida, against Clemson, against the other teams we've played against? Is this going to be the same defense, or is this defense going to look much different? I don't want to say it's because of the time, but that's just been my feel almost every time when we've played around 11 a.m., especially over the past few seasons that I've seen. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think we do have a chance to win because seeing the growth, Nussmeier continuing to grow better and get back to that level of play he was last year. This offense trying to get something going in the run game and finally getting a playmaker great in Trey'Dez Green, and also getting a healthy and Aaron Anderson. Definitely, I think there's a chance. It's just really the offensive line. They need to continue to block better because, again, I think I said in my review, if you remember, they need a freaking block because I can't tell you the amount of times we saw Nussmeier go down after a hard hit QB hit, and he was limping to get off. It sounds like he's fine and healthy, of course. It was a sort of nagging ankle or nothing too serious because remember he was limping. hopefully now this line can protect him when he's passing the ball and make the decisions he also made, the good decisions he made in the game against South Carolina, and move it to this game, along with not doing the mistakes he had last game, which was the 2 interceptions. So that's really it. And then also I'd say I have us winning is because we have a really great defense. It's really just because this defense has been great all year, and really these next few games are really going to show, is this defense a top, not, I mean, when I say elite, but like top level, almost elite defense, if they can hold off a team like Vanderbilt with a quarterback like Pavia, who's a Heisman contender, and then also next week with a top 5 team in Texas A&M, which is going to be a big game next week, which I'm looking forward to. But for this week, I kind of have us winning this, but I'm nervous at the same time a little bit because of just how different this Vanderbilt team is. If you would have said this game like 10 years ago, 100% I would see LSU winning, because that's how Vanderbilt was. And now Vanderbilt is, with the help from Diego Pavia, has right now been a contender in the SEC and even a contender for a national title in some people's eyes. We'll see how the rest of the season goes for them. They're number 17, but this is a big game. So that's of course where I'll end off here for this video for our week 8 review, or preview, not review, preview. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this upcoming game. Do you guys think we have a chance to win? What do you guys are looking for this game? Anything, comment down below, leave a comment, and all that. Also, go follow me on X and on Instagram, on the Instagram as well. Both links to both will be down in the description below, so definitely go do that. And so yeah, so again, I'll go ahead. I do want to go ahead and say, I'll try to do a review video. I do want to go ahead and say this: the background, scene, or whatever you want to call it, will be different, because this weekend I will be dog sitting for my girlfriend and her family. So I'll try to do a review video of sorts anyway after the game, try to get it out. So definitely we'll try to do a review video. If I don't, maybe I'll do something on my Instagram or X. So definitely follow me on those, and all that. But anyway, to finish up this video before it gets too much longer, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, hit that like button. Also hit the subscribe button if you guys haven't yet, and hit that, and hit the notification bell for future upcoming videos here on the BrewCrew channel. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, see you guys in the next video. Peace.